Today on Thailand News Today, a number of government ministers have ended up in jail. The vaccines are about to roll out, but experts say the injections are not the end of the pandemic. And a Pattaya motorbike taxi driver is being accused of attacking a Chilean national. We've also got a special report on the channel about accusations that surfaced this week that COVID-19 may not have started in Wuhan at all, but in Thailand. Well, that's all coming up now on Thursday's Thailand News Today. A number of government ministers have been jailed for their part in protests against the government of Yingluck Shinawatra that crippled Bangkok and ultimately led to the 2014 military coup. Yesterday, the criminal court handed prison sentences to 29 former members of the People's Democratic Reform Committee, some of whom were serving as MPs in the current Chanocha administration. Former politician and former Deputy PM Suthep Thakksuban has been sentenced to 5 years imprisonment for leading the protest against the Yingluck government during 2013 and 14. The Education Minister has received a prison sentence of 6 years and 16 months suspended, while the Deputy Transport Minister received a 4-year sentence. The former Digital Economy and Society Minister has been sentenced to 7 years in jail. In total, 29 ex-PDRC members have been found guilty of charges including terrorism and insurrection and handed sentences from 4 months to 11 years. They're now barred from holding political office, meaning PM Prayut Chan-o-cha may be looking at a cabinet reshuffle. Police have shut down a network of online casinos in raids that took place across 7 provinces, with 19 suspects arrested and cash and other goods seized. In total, 8 online casino networks in 7 provinces have been shut down, with police apprehending 19 out of 22 suspects. The raids took place in Bangkok as well as in central provinces of Pathum Thani, Ayutthaya, Saraburi and the eastern province of Rayong, the northeastern province of Chaiyaphum and the northern province of Chiang Mai. It's understood the raids were carried out simultaneously. Officers confiscated 8 vehicles, 2 million baht in cash and 54 mobile phones. 199 bank accounts are also being investigated, with police saying each one is in the names of the suspects with transaction records between 10 and 70 million baht. The raids are the result of a police investigation into information that an application called Royal Slot 777 was being used in the illegal running of gambling networks. Thousands of clients were involved in the gambling operations, with more than 1 billion baht circulating. A specialist in infectious diseases at the Faculty of Medicine of Bangkok's Chulalongkorn University says the arrival of vaccines does not mean it will automatically be safe to reopen to foreign visitors. A specialist in infectious diseases at the Faculty of Medicine of Bangkok's Chulalongkorn University says the arrival of vaccines does not mean it will automatically be safe to reopen to foreign visitors. Tira Warattanarat says opening the borders too soon will only put Thailand in more danger, pointing to a lack of data on the efficacy of vaccines against transmission. Tira adds that asymptomatic carriers could still spread the virus and that the arrival of vaccines could cause people to lower their guard. He insists that more studies are needed into asymptomatic cases as there's not yet enough information. Tira's routinely erred on the side of caution when discussing Thailand's approach to managing the pandemic. He has regularly spoken out against lifting or reducing the mandatory quarantine period, opposed reopening the borders and called for a 4-week national lockdown as recently as last month. The Thai Ministry of Public Health is being praised after seemingly doing an about-face over whether Bangkok's Chatuchak weekend market could be the source of COVID-19, after health officials denied that the World Health Organization was investigating the market. A recent Facebook Live press conference saw the ministry acknowledging that unregulated wildlife trades may endanger public health. The recent investigation by the WHO of Wuhan, the province in China where COVID-19 is thought to have originated, has concluded that the virus didn't come from a laboratory and instead came from animals supplied by Chinese wildlife breeding farms or from infected animals traded somewhere in Southeast Asia. As Chatuchak Market is arguably the region's largest illegal wildlife trade market, a Danish virologist on the WHO investigation team pointed towards the Bangkok market as a potential source of COVID-19. There's a longer report about speculation surrounding Thailand's wet markets as the source of COVID-19 on our YouTube channel. Please check that out. And a Pattaya motorbike taxi driver is being accused of attacking a Chilean national, leaving his nose broken and face bloodied. The 24-year-old Chilean filed a report to the Pattaya City Police at around 2 a.m. this morning after saying he had left a nightclub on Pattaya's Walking Street after it had closed. He told police that the taxi motorbike driver attacked him whilst discussing the price. The man was seen on CCTV having what appeared to be a calm discussion with two taxi drivers on Walking Street when he was allegedly assaulted without provocation by one of the drivers. Police came to the scene of the incident after the man filed a report and found fresh bloodstains on the ground. Checking the CCTV, the suspect appeared to be sitting with the alleged victim before the taxi driver stood up and assaulted him by kicking him in the face multiple times. Police are continuing their investigation. Well, that's another week of Thailand News Today in the can. We've got a day off tomorrow. It is a public holiday, a Buddhist public holiday. So we'll be back again on Monday with the next Thailand News Today. We'd like to invite you to subscribe to the channel. In the meantime, have a good long weekend if that's what you're going to have, or at least Saturday and Sunday. We'll catch up with you again next week.